What's up? I'm Joseph Poliquin. Welcome to the FNaF show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the FNaF show. We are here with the wonderful Joseph, and this is the first time we've actually spoke together. It's crazy. So
It's insane.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, man. It really is. Right before we started recording, I was telling him, it was like when you meet somebody that has a public personality already that you've seen so much, it feels like you've already talked to them. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it just feels weird. It feels like we've met in real life, but we haven't yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can do that in the future. If you're at a convention, you'll have to let me know, and I'll try and make it. You coming to the UK
Definitely.
anytime soon?
I've been asked so many times. So many times, but like the conventions out there, they book years to 2 years in advance. Yeah. So a lot of the FNaF stuff, but they've been wanting me to come out there. So I think next year and then the year after that, you're gonna start seeing us out there.
Awesome. You'll have to let me know, please. Just drop me a message.
Definitely will.
We'll have to meet up. Anyway, hello, and we are gonna start the interview now. So if you didn't know, you should know, but Joseph plays Carl in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and unfortunately gets ripped apart by Mr. Cupcake.
Unfortunately, I think it's fortunately.
Fortunately?
I look at it like fortunately.
I don't know.
Because like someone told me, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you had to die in this movie." I was like, "Are you kidding me? If you're in FNaF, you want to die."
To be fair, that is true. And I think you got one of the most brutal deaths out of everybody. So yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. It's a compliment.
That's all Scott. Scott's a genius, God.
I know, right? So, first question I want to ask is, how did this all start? How did you get involved to play as Carl in the FNaF movie?
Well, the short of it would be I auditioned and they liked my video. The long of
there
it,
you go, guys.
The longer part that my brain like overthinks about is that I auditioned for Blumhouse for like 3 years. I did the Purge TV show. The casting director of Five Nights at Freddy's, shout out Elizabeth Kuyon, is amazing. She's an amazing person. She's been auditioning me for a decade, and I never got anything with her. I would pick up parts elsewhere, and she would be there to say congrats and stuff, but I never booked anything with her. And when the Five Nights audition came in, I prayed the night before. I was like, please, can I have something tomorrow? I need something tomorrow to help us, get our bills paid and, take care of our family. And I woke up the next day to the Bad Cupcake audition. And I was like, that sounds familiar. And then when I read the breakdown, I was like, giant animatronic chicken holding a cupcake. Freaking Five Nights. I was like, oh my God. I was freaking out. And it was like the best day ever. I told my agent, I said, this is going to be huge. She's like, well, get the audition first. We'll talk about that later. So I did the audition. When they emailed me and said, you got the part, I was so excited. I jumped up while reading my phone. I jumped up and ran. And I think I was running to go get my wife, who was my fiance at the time. I think I was running to go get her, but I wasn't watching where I was running. I just stood up and ran into a wall. Boom. Ran right into the door, closed door. Boom. Just ran into it. I was like, oh, my head hurt. And I was like, oh, she's like, what the? And I was like, I ran into the door. She goes, you got the part? I was like, I got the part. She's like, oh my God. And I told my agent, I said, I got it. This is going to be the biggest movie in the world. She goes, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Hey, but you were right. You were right.
I knew the fans. Yeah. I had many friends who were FNaF fans. I knew the fans, man.
Oh, that's so awesome. So how was it like being at the set for the first time and seeing the animatronics? If you say you knew FNaF beforehand, like how was that feeling?
Well, I didn't see the animatronics my first time on set. I saw the Freddy Fazbear sign. Right?
Yeah.
I saw the sign because I did the outside shots.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
pizzeria.
of course.
They actually cut from the movie. A lot of it got cut with us, the banter with the dog. I think that, if you know all the stuff that's in the book, they got cut from the movie. And you know what they cut. I think they cut it because they didn't want the animatronics to smell like pee at the end of the movie. Because Josh Hutcherson he's mopping and he actually makes a face like at the smell of the pee. that I left all over the stage, and all that got cut out of the movie. But the first day on set, I saw the Freddy Fazbear sign, and I was blown away. I was like, this is a video game in real life, and we're here, and all these moving parts and all these, and then Emma comes walking up, the director. She comes walking up. She introduces herself to me, and I was stunned. I was like, "Oh my God, you're the director of one of the biggest movies in the world next year." I know this. I was like, "This is gonna be huge." So we talked, and she was so cool because she was like, "Oh, you can make this your own character. You can come up with lines. You can improv. You can just make it your own character." You know, so. If we wouldn't have improved, like some of the stuff that did make the film wouldn't have been there. And then all the stuff that was written, a lot of it didn't make the film in our scenes. And it's like, oh man. But the day I saw the animatronics, I kept telling them, no, I don't want to see him yet. I don't want to see him yet because I'm going to have to face off Chica. Yeah. And in the game, Chica scares the crap out of me. So in real life, I want her to scare the crap out of me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to see her yet. But I had to do, I don't have a picture on me right now, but I had to do the tests. It was the cupcake on my head test. So I had to go into the stunt room and they had to put it on my head. Yeah. And you've been to the Jim Henson room with all the animatronics there?
Yes.
Okay, that was the first time I saw them. Same thing you guys felt. When I walked into that room and they were like, put this on your face. They handed me the cupcake. And the first thing I did was I kissed the cupcake. I couldn't help it. I was just like, oh, and I hugged it. I was like, this is one of my favorite characters from the game. It doesn't do anything in the game, but I have a feeling that this movie's gonna change things.
Yeah.
This is gonna be awesome. So it was really intense, man. But the first time I saw them, out of all the animatronics in that room, my eyes were drawn straight to Sparky and Shadow Freddy. Nobody in the world knew at the time. Nobody knew, and we knew how the movie was gonna end. But when we found out that Sparky was gonna be in the movie and that Shadow Freddy was gonna be Cat at the end of the movie, we were just like, oh my God, this is one of the biggest secrets ever. And there were so many awesome secrets like that we got to keep that no one could steal from us, thankfully, you know? But God, dude, like the FNaF fans were trained by Scott to watch every camera and every. So our names were getting leaked before we even told anybody we were in it. I couldn't even tell my family I was in it, yet it was coming out and people were sharing it. Like Johnny Blocks shared it. My wife was following him, so he shared it, and she's like, "They know you're in it now." I was like, oh.
We find out everything, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, I remember seeing the animatronics for the first time too. So, you know, after playing the games and knowing the games for like 10 years now and just seeing them, it's insane. It's insane how it got to this point. So I can't imagine the feeling of being casted in the movie. Like, that's insane. It's really cool.
Oh, well, I feel like we're trying to make you proud. You, Dawko, and the other FNaF like voices that like all the fans come to you and your channel to see the new updates. They come to your channel to see your reaction to the newest games. They come to your channel for all the cool merch, which, by the way, my wife is going to be kicking me if I don't mention this. She really wants that Shadow Bonnie hoodie. She loves it. She's like the glow in the dark one. She's obsessed with it.
I'll see what I can do.
You hear that? So honestly, like hearing that you liked the movie, seeing the videos on the DVD of you guys going to this set and giving it your good graces and stuff, I think all the FNaF fans wouldn't have liked the movie as much if you guys hadn't given your good graces before they saw it. When they saw how excited y'all were, then they were like, okay, if Dawko's excited, then this movie's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I know you love Mr. Cupcake, but at the end of the day, you know, he kind of bit your face off. Did he bite your leg? Did you chew your leg as well?
He did not.
He chewed
Josh's
leg. Yeah. So,
true story though. Oh, if you listen to that part where he's getting his leg chewed on, I'm almost positive that the ADR from that was ADR I did. It sounds like my voice ADR'd over him when he's in the other room. I was screaming, "Get off! Get off!" And the cupcake was on my face, and they didn't put it in. They put it in the trailer, but they couldn't put it in the movie because it's PG-13. So I was like, "Is that my ADR?" I'm still thinking it.
How was getting attacked by Chica? What was that scene like?
Oh man, my audition. I don't know if you saw my audition, I posted it. It's on my YouTube channel. It's Rice Paper Films. Rice Paper Films is where I post all like behind the scenes of all the films I'm doing, right? So the script was written that Chica was supposed to just lunge at me. The cupcake was in her hands, but she was just supposed to lunge at me. So when I read the first script, I emailed Scott because I was like, I was watching this interview, ironically enough, right? I had no idea Matthew Lillard was in the movie. I had no idea who was in the movie. But me and my wife had just watched 13 Ghosts. We had just watched Benny and June. And we had just watched Disaster Artist. Because I had just done a movie with Tommy Wiseau. So I wanted to watch Disaster Artist because I worked with James Franco. We wrote a script together. And I was like,
that's
oh,
cool.
That's my buddy James. He plays Tommy Wiseau. And it's crazy. I haven't seen it since I met Tommy. So now that I met Tommy, I want to see it. And I was like, man, Josh Hutcherson's such a good actor. And that led us on to like, oh, what's your favorite movie? Oh, it's Benny and June. So we watched Benny and June. Oh, well, what's another favorite horror movie of yours? Oh, 13 Ghosts. What? 13 Ghosts, dude. And it was just like insane when I heard that all three of them were in FNaF.
Yeah.
I was like, what are the odds? It's crazy small world kind of stuff. Crazy stuff. But the most intense of all of that, was the fact that I saw this interview and it was Matthew Lillard, but then it went to God, I can't remember his name right now. I feel bad for blanking out. One of the actors of Scream was saying that he emailed Wes Craven and he called him and he like wanted the part so bad that he called him and was like, look, man, I got to get this part. And he ended up going, well, I was just waiting for you to call me. You got the part. And that's how he got the part. And it was like, I heard that and it blew my mind. I was like, so should I email Scott? Should I be like, Scott, I really want this part? No, I shouldn't. I should shut my mouth. I should just wait. I should just pray on it. So I just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And I was like, God, please let this happen. I was like, please. When I got the part, I was like, okay, now I can email Scott. So I emailed Scott and said, thank you, right? Thank you for picking me. Let me know anything I can do to make this character exactly how you envisioned it. And if you need me to do the cupcake sounds, let me know. Because the way it was written was that Chica just lunges at me with the cupcake. So I was like, I become Carl, right? Carl the cupcake, Carl. That's what I thought. And Scott got back to me with this long paragraph. And he's like, I love that you know about the lore. I love that you know the fan's name for the cupcake. He goes, but we can't use that name for the cupcake. He's like, so I've been trying to separate that name from the cupcake. Your Carl is something completely different than the cupcake. He's like, but thank you for the enthusiasm. And then he gave me some details and stuff. But he couldn't tell me any details about the book legally. He couldn't read, like, he couldn't, tell me that. So I didn't get to know anything about Carl or anything about what his, like, behind the scenes past was before doing the character, And I just had to kind of wing it. But the cupcake lunging was written and then changed on set. Emma comes up to me right before we filmed it, like not days before, the day right before we filmed it. She goes, so we changed things. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is like the fourth script I got in just like a month. We got 4 different scripts. So she's like, we're not going to have Chica and the cupcake lunge at you anymore. What we're going to do is, instead of you looking through the cabinets and finding the cupcake, you're going to look through the fridge and find the cupcake. Then I was supposed to flash the light in the cupcake's face. Like after I hear the pans turn around, which is a game mechanic. If you're a video gamer and you like FNaF, that's the game mechanic. I was so happy when they said I got to react to that, right? So I react to it, and then I turn back and actually flash the light in the cupcake's eyes, and the cupcake growls at me like it's angry. And that's when I kind of look like, what? Or it was vice versa. I look, and then I turn, and then the cupcake's gone. But they cut that whole piece out, so I didn't piss off the cupcake like I was originally supposed to do. And so it kind of came out with making you feel like the cupcake had just turned on, and then the cupcake's with Chica, and then the cupcake like turns on for the first time and then attacks me. So my friends who were on set, who knew me beforehand, like they work, as the mechanic for this or the set deck for this or the PA for that, and they knew me, and there was the script supervisor. We were like, it was weird, like we all had known each other beforehand. We just happened to get this job we applied for, so we're all excited. They come up to me afterwards, they're like, so are you the cupcake man? even in filming all that, they just kept asking me like, dude, so you're the bad cupcake? And then like it became this like crazy thing. And then they cut like 5 scenes of mine out of the film, but left me one of the best scenes that I could ever get in my entire career, and I'm grateful for. And I told Scott, I was like, I don't know how you did it. I was like, you saved my life, you saved my career. Like, you're awesome, dude. Because I could have gotten cut for time. A lot of people get cut for time. But he was telling me, he's like, man, Scott said, when Chica shows up on the screen, and it's the first time you see Chica and you, he said it was the biggest response while I was in theaters and watching the crowd. He's like, it's the biggest response. He goes, and I needed you to know that. And he emailed me just to tell me that. And I was like, okay, I don't care what they cut out. I was like, that, these moments like that, like Blumhouse posting that post with like the actors and me, and we're like, giving us different pizza flavors because of that one post. Little Caesars now has cupcake pizzas. I don't know what to think about life. I'm like, this is so freaking weird, man.
Oh, that's so cool. I did see some photos you posted on Twitter of your makeup of your face after the Mr. Cupcakes attack. How long did that take to have all that makeup on?
Shout out to Ashley, because it's all her amazing work, and I'll give you like her screen name. You can tag her too if you want, because she's awesome. She's on Killer Cakes right now with Matthew Lillard.
Oh, that's awesome.
That show is so good, dude. That show is so good. But yeah, she's incredible. First off, her name's Smashly, I believe, on Instagram. But she's awesome, and she made the design. She did all that, and it took freaking, I think, 2.5 hours to put on, and then 2 hours to paint. So 4.5 hours altogether. And then I had one eye that I could barely see out of, and I was bumping into stuff, so they wouldn't let me walk around by myself anymore. They were like, okay, the director took my hand, and she walks me around. Emma walks me around. She's like, come on, whoa, this way, whoa, no, that way. Because like when they turn the lights down in the studio, I can't see anything, even though I have the hole right here, you know. And like if I wanted to make eye contact with somebody, I could only look at like their eyebrow, stuff like that. That was just like really difficult. But then when they laid me down on the ground, my dead body, the makeup artists come back in, and then they put a fake dead eye there, and now I can't see anything. Yeah. So, and then it took us like 2.5 hours to shoot that scene with Josh, where he breaks out of the thing and comes climbing. The first time he breaks out, falls on the ground, climbs back real fast. He was so into it, he smushed my face with his hand, and he's like, oh, he's like, that feels so real. And then I was like, my face, and he goes, there's somebody in that. And I was like, yeah, man. We were sitting out like during break out the set, and he was just staring at me like this. And I didn't know he stared at me because I could only see like, and I turned, and he's looking at me. I'm like, oh crap, what's up, Josh Hutcherson? Like, what's up? And he's like, man, that looks so real, it's so gnarly, dude. And he was just like, and that started a conversation with us, and we actually got to talk because of it, you know. But when they put me back on the ground, it was about 2.5 hours waiting, and then it took about 1.5 hours or so just to get the thing off my face.
Oh my god!
And then it was all oily and gross underneath it. Yeah, dude. So it was like I went home. I took 2 baths. About 1.5 days before I felt clean.
That's crazy. How long were you there at the set for filming? Like, how long did that take in general?
Altogether, they call you in the first day. You go to fitting. So you don't really get to see the set yet, and they did the clothing fitting, but you wouldn't count that as a day usually. You wouldn't count that as a day, but yes, exactly. What are you gonna say? I'll let you say it first.
I was gonna mention your costume. You have a very specific shirt on, Midnight Motorist. So was that intentional or your choice, or did Scott go like, Joseph, wear this shirt right now as an Easter egg?
I wish I could say it was my choice, you know. But I wasn't as deep into the lore or the older, you know, like that's Pizzeria Simulator. So I wasn't into the side games yet, you know. And then I just recognized it because the fans have drawn stuff of it. They've already, you know, shared the video game. I'm still a YouTuber. I started as a YouTuber before I was even like behind the scenes in film. So like I'm still a YouTuber. So I knew a little bit of the lore. And when they told me, when they were like, yeah, Scott himself has a shirt he wants you to wear, I was like, oh, what is this? I was like, and I'd already talked to him. We'd already been emailing each other. So I'm like, he's got something up his sleeve. I'm like, I'm excited, dude. What's going on? So like they brought him the shirt, and they're like, this one. And before I even put it on, when they're bringing it to me and I could see it, I was like, oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one. And they handed it to me. She's like, well, we're going to take pictures of all of them. I was like, oh, yeah, but I'm telling you, it's going to be that one. I was like 100% sure. Yeah. They had like 6 or 7 shirts they tried on me. Some of them, none of them were video game related, though. They had like some were logos. One of them had something funny said on it. Other ones were plain. But that one, because I knew it was from one of the games, I was like, I didn't even know the lore. I just knew that little tiny street, just a street with a couple cars on it, people would recognize it. I knew it. And I was like, dude, please tell me he's going to pick this one. She goes, well, he wants this one, but it's all, you know, he's got to ask the producers too, and he got to talk about it and see what they want to do. and I was crossing my fingers, and I didn't know what shirt I was gonna wear. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was just sitting there crossing my fingers, and the whole night, I had 2 days before I could go back to set. That was a Saturday, and I had to skip Sunday. I was gonna, come back Monday. So I was like, come on, I know they're gonna make me wear that shirt. So whenever I got back to set, and I had that shirt hanging up for me, waiting for me in my trailer, I was like, I was freaking out. 'Cause, I mean, as a gamer that knows FNaF, you know what the fans are going to care about,
Yeah.
And it's awesome. No matter what character you have in a film, it's just awesome to be part of that, It really is. But somebody, as somebody who's been working for 10 years, hoping for something that like fans everywhere would relate to or gravitate to, I knew having folklore drawn into my character, having my character named after the cupcake, having stuff like that was more important to me than the amount of FaceTime or the lines or any of that. Like, it was just having that stuff mattered to me.
Yeah, that's so cool. You'll always be known from, the movies that you got killed by Chica.
Right?
How cool is that?
And to answer, it's super cool. And to answer your question, it was that day, and then it was a day of filming outside at the location of the pizzeria outside, and then it was 3 days inside. But I think it was only 2 days for me inside, and then 1 day for my kids. Because Blumhouse was so cool. Blumhouse told me, I was like, look, one of my sons dressed up like Foxy. Yeah, he's my stepson, but he's basically my flesh and blood. He dressed up like Foxy the year before I even met him. So whenever he heard that his dad got into the movie, he was like so happy. He was almost in tears. He was jumping up and down. He was like, "Oh, can we go to set? Am I gonna get to meet Freddie? Am I gonna get to meet Freddie?" He was like so excited. So I was like, "Look, I can't say anything else." He only found out because it went public. I couldn't even tell him whenever I got the part. So I was like, "I can't say anything else, but I'm trying something for you." And that's all I could tell him. I'm trying something for you. He goes, "What? Trying what?" I was like, "Just go to bed. I'll tell you later." And I emailed like every other day. I would email people I knew. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to try to email Blumhouse. This is my second time working with the company. They seemed really awesome. I'm going to email and ask. And I emailed them and I said, look, it would mean so much to my kids if they can get in this. Both my kids, Christian and Keegan, would love to be in this. And they said, no. Like, that's no hesitation. They just came back with, sure. Like, I was like, are you for real? Because usually these things are booked up, like extras are booked, PAs are booked. No matter how bad you want to get your friends involved with you, it's like you got lucky to be on this thing, and you're not hiring. I can't affect the hiring process. But Blumhouse was so cool. Just happened to have room, and you can see Christian in the behind the scenes. He's right behind Bailey when she's talking. They're showing him behind the scenes. Yeah. He's got the white and blue shirt, but you can see Keegan so well because he's the kid that goes when he's playing the little like Hungry Hippo game, and she's like, we mix family fun and animatronics, and you see him go just like that, and it made his day, dude. It made him so happy.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's so cool. You've mentioned that you knew FNaF and stuff. Have you played any of the games, or have you just watched videos and stuff? Are you a FNaF gamer at all? You played any of them?
Well, I'm a gamer definitely already. So yeah, I've played FNaF. I've played all the FNaF games, all the titles. But I'm not going to say I played them all before I got in the film. It definitely was because the fans just wanted to know what I thought of all of them, and I wanted to give them an honest opinion. So I tried them all. Help Wanted is my favorite.
Help Wanted and Help Wanted
good. 2. They're both my favorite.
Yeah, they're so good, right? It's the first time I played it in VR back in 2019, which is crazy to think about. The first Help Wanted is 5 years old now.
Cool. Yeah.
It was just such a surreal experience. Like, you guys know, if you played VR, if you played Help Wanted, you know what I'm trying to describe. Like, it was such a weird feeling seeing the game come to life. It was like seeing the FNaF movie animatronics, but 5 years ago.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
As if you were there.
Yeah,
in first
exactly,
person,
exactly.
It was crazy.
Do you have a least favorite, or the one that scares you the most, or something?
Dang, that's so hard to pick, because like even the ones that most of the critics don't like FNaF AR, was one of my favorite games.
Yeah,
I had it on my phone. I played it all the time. When they said they were closing down FNaF AR, I was like, that sucks, man, because I really was playing it. Like, I was playing it so much that like my kids were playing Pokemon Go, and it's kind of a sore subject for me, but the Pokemon Company tried to sue me before. So
what?
So yeah, the Pokemon Company Niantic tried to sue me because I invented a company with my friend. It was called Pokebus. We went on Smosh Games YouTube channel. We drove them around on their YouTube channel at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was such a good company that after Smosh put that video out on the way back from Comic-Con, every gas station we stopped at across country to get back to Louisiana, every gas station we were getting people begging us for pins and pictures with the van and stuff. So like the Poke Bus was awesome. It was really awesome. We got here back in town, and some of the guys that own the company wanted to take the bus and change the logo on it and make it just a regular Uber. So we were like, man, we're gonna have to get another bus. We're gonna have to get another, but we had the company name. And then Niantic came to us and they were like, we like that idea. We want to take it from you, so you can't have it. And then we fought back. And we're like, oh well, legally you can't have it. And so they went, damn it, you're right. Sorry for cursing. But so they left us alone. But it kind of hurt my feelings. And then they came out with Pokemon Go Travel. And I was like, sounds like something Hillary Clinton came up with. Like the name Hillary Clinton came up with.
Pokemon Go to the polls, yeah. Maybe, make a FNaF bus instead.
That would be cool, right? I mean, there's no FNaF AR, but, you can do it for other reasons probably, I mean, I saw your interview with Scott, and it's got a lot of us. I'm glad I get to ask you this question, because a lot of the FNaF fans, myself included, are wondering. It was very vague, that answer he gave you about the FNaF possibility of a TV series.
Oh, okay. No, that's all I know as well. I'm really hoping, because
we're all hoping now.
I really want it to happen. I really, really do. And I remember reading the books back in end of 2019, 2020. I did a FNaF series on my channel where I read the books, described them in a review. And I always said that the specific stories that I liked the most, I was like, guys, this would be a really good series. Like, the potential here is crazy. Like, it's like Goosebumps TV series, but FNaF instead. So I really hope Scott listens to that and says, you know what, that's actually a pretty good idea. We should do that. And the way the first movie was successful, hopefully the second one is. I'm sure it will. I feel like Universal would be like, yeah, you know what, we'll let you do that. Do something with it. Well, here's some money. Do a series on it. So fingers crossed, because I'd love to see some of the stories get put into a series. That would be amazing. So yeah, please.
It would. And I think there's something that I learned about Scott, and I think you know this because you've been friends with him even longer. He has plans that nobody else knows about. He's planning years in advance.
Oh, years and years. Yeah.
And he's just like, you're gonna be surprised.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do hope so.
He's giving me the most vague answers about some of the most cool things ever. Like in the way he came back to me with it, it's just so vague and cool. But it keeps you hopeful. It keeps your heart full. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like if he, and I know he does because he comes on your channel and he does interviews with you, I feel like he's got some plans for you that you don't even know about. I feel like he'd call you up one day and be like, so the TV show's going on, and we have an idea for you to be on every episode as yourself, like as actual Dawko. I'm like, dude, I'm freaking.
I'd love to do like a cameo in that series. Just anything. I'll do anything. Just in the background.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
Just that T-shirt. He's a genius.
So again, speaking about the future with the potential Fazbear Fright series, fingers crossed. Are you excited for FNaF 2? I know we don't know much so far, but we've got an idea that it's the toy animatronics, the withered animatronics that have been teased. Are you excited? I am. I'm going to say, I'm so excited for the second movie.
I'm going to say I wish I could say anything. I'm going to say I'm excited, but I wish I could say anything. And it's like I already know too much. I know so much that none of you guys know. And it's got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying that. But I'm not saying anything. I'm saying anything. No, I don't want to jinx anything. I have dreams. And we're talking about Scott's genius, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a FNaF fan and you watch FNaF 1 more than 2 times, you probably already think what I think. Yeah. If you really, really know, if you know the games and you know the certain censored characters, I'm not gonna say the word, certain characters with a certain title over them, and if you know their certain physical attributes and you compare those physical attributes to the physical attributes of some of the Wrecking Crew and how they were left off, I think you can connect the dots. And I hope and pray, and no one's talked to me about it, but I'm still hoping and praying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get
That's
what
all
you're
I can
saying.
say.
Yeah.
Because nobody talks to me about it. If we get told that we're involved in something, it's like, hey, you have to be on set in 3 days. What?
Yeah.
So like we have no idea. In FNaF 1, we knew we were part of it, but we didn't know when we were gonna film until like a day or two before we filmed. So they're gonna do the same thing with all of us in any regard. Even if they never brought Carl back or the Wrecking Crew back, the gift of being in the original one is so awesome. And because we made so many friends, we get to know things about the rest of them. We get to hear things that the world hasn't heard yet. And I'll even say that I may have helped certain people with auditions for the second one. I'm not going to say anything else.
That's
but
awesome.
because of that, I can tell you, I think the second one's going to be even better than the first one. I'm sorry. Even if they didn't bring Carl back, it's just the things I've read make me so excited. Make me so freaking excited.
Yeah, I read some interviews. Matthew did one recently, and Josh, and they both said like it's looking really good. Like the script's good, and it looks like it's going to be more scarier. And the bar's been raised for this one, and they've listened to the criticism of the first movie. I think, and the biggest criticism was that people thought it wasn't as scary as it should be. But apparently they've listened to that, and they're going to make it more intense in the second one. Yeah, exactly.
And someone told me, they were like, "Man, if you didn't die in that movie, you could come back in the second one." And I was like, okay. I think I could say this. I can't say anything I know, but I could say, what I hope for, right? So it's like, you can't possess an animatronic if you don't die.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I want to die?
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right though. I've seen theories about that online. That you, Kat, Hank,
David Lynn, yeah. Hank is Christian, yeah.
A Christian Stokes, yeah.
Christian Stokes.
That you all come back as like ghosts or possessed or like shadow animatronics. I've seen it, so
I hope so.
Yeah, that would be so cool to see.
I can say this though, even if we found out, we still couldn't tell you guys. So.
Yeah, exactly.
We just all gotta hope together. Just hope as hard as you can.
Again, speaking about the future, let's talk about you. So, do you have anything exciting in the future? Any projects? Anything you're working on?
Two projects. Okay. One I just filmed. It's my first leading role, and it's called Skate to Hell. I got to skateboard, and I got to do all these cool stunts and fight demons. It is awesome. It is so awesome. It's called Skate to Hell. It's a comedy, a really, really raunchy comedy. If you go watch Desert Fiends, it's a new movie about to come out. Sean C. Phillips directed Desert Fiends. It's got Tom Arnold, Spencer Breslin, Lorelai Linklater in it. Spencer Breslin, Lorelai Linklater, James Duvall, Robert Carradine, and Eric Roberts are supporting the cast in Skate to Hell. So it's been amazing, and we all got to work together. I made really good friends on that set. I can't believe that I get to say, and it's all thanks to Scott and Five Nights. It really is, and James, and everybody, and Fiona, and Elizabeth, and Emma, and Seth, and Jason Blum. Thank you. And thank you, Dawko, for letting me say thank you to them finally.
It's all right.
Because it's changed my life, man. Yeah. I get to say I'm in a movie where I'm on the poster of this movie, but some of my favorite actors in the entire world are supporting me. It makes me want to cry. It's crazy. That movie's coming out soon. We'll hear more about it. And the other project is my film, Death Cab, that I wrote myself. This one.
So yeah, I see it there on your left, Death Cab. What is Death Cab?
Death Cab is a comedy horror in the vein of Jacob's Ladder, but a lot funnier, I think. We've got a great cast and crew, including these awesome friends of mine.
Hi, my name is Spencer Breslin, and I play the role of Foster in Death Cab.
What's up, y'all? You know who it is, Uncle Dante. In the morning, talking to you about Joseph and Death Cab.
Foster is a pretty badass character who really goes to bat for the people he loves, doesn't give up on them. So many fun characters in this script, and yeah, I think it's going to be a wild ride, and I think you're all going to dig it a lot. So
the next film I'll be shooting and playing a very interesting character that I'm excited to play. I am divulging myself into a new era of film with a great project. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but check it out. Keep up with Death Cab. The movie will be shooting in a few months. Joseph's been working very hard on it.
Not only that, but I've got a lot of special surprises that I'm gonna leak out one by one up into the release date of Death Cab, so stay tuned. You're gonna find out a lot. Death Cab follows the story of Foster on his way to win back the love of his life, even though he has to go through a lot of challenges. Like Spencer said, he never gives up. Dante and Foster team up so that they can help each other survive this nightmarish world that they're trapped in. That's all I'm gonna say. Nothing else. Stay tuned for our film.
That is awesome. Thank you for telling me about it. And if you guys are interested, Joseph's got socials. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out and see future updates about it. I asked you guys on Twitter if you guys have got any questions for Joseph. We're going to have a look at them now. Here's a cool one. Pugo's Pizzeria asked, were you ever scared recording any parts of the movie? Were you actually terrified of Chica?
Okay, this is a great question because I wasn't really. I mean, Jim Henson, their creatures have this likeness to them, to where even if you've never seen one of their new creations, you know it's one of their creations. You know, they're just perfect like that. So I was more stunned, starstruck by meeting Chica than I've ever been. But I was scared. And that's because at one point, after like I turn around and see her, I'm on the ground with a cupcake on my face, and Chica's rocking back and forth, kind of like shaking.
Yeah.
So they got a guy named Barton, who's one of the puppeteers and puppet fabricators. They got Barton to come up and grab Chica's legs and hold Chica's legs, right? And so that Chica wouldn't shake. So at first I was kind of scared that she was gonna fall on me, but that's actually how I met a good friend of mine now, because he goes, "Hey, what's up? My name's Barton. I'm here so that Chica doesn't squish you." So it's like, it was cool, you know?
Yeah. Imagine if that actually happened, though. Oh, my God. Oh, here's a really good one. Endertrap asked, how did the cupcake actually fly in the FNaF movie? Was it CGI or was it an actual prop cupcake thrown at your face?
It was a prop cupcake on a long green stick.
Ah, okay.
It was a prop cupcake on a long green stick. And when they put the stick in, it goes in the same place where the wires go, so they can still control it the same way and make the face move and everything. Yeah. And sure enough, like, I was right behind the camera. So when you see the flashlight, that's me with the flashlight on Chica's face, you know, like pointing and lighting for the camera. So I was lighting, and when the cupcake flies at us, it looked exactly as scary in real life, even without the rotating blades in its mouth and stuff. But I think that's someone else's question later on, so I'm not even going to talk about that part yet.
What? Hold on. Rotating blades?
Yeah, if you watch the scene when the cupcake goes, the blades inside start spinning.
What?
Yep.
I didn't know
Apparently
that.
the producer said that there's no way those two buck teeth by themselves did that damage on my face.
Oh my God, well that's something I've learned new today.
It's like one of the only CGI things in the entire movie. There's not CGI in much of the movie at all. And
okay.
It's just that one part is the rotating blades.
Oh, that's awesome. JK Visms asked, what is it like finding a place in such a niche community like FNaF?
That's a good question. You never know what your next audition is going to be. You never know what your next part's going to be, and you just hope for the best. And I've been in some films like Project Power, where you get to be part of a film, and then it goes on to be this awesome, crazy thing. But this is the first time that I ever got to be part of some big, huge action sequences, and something that was like people were drawing art of because it was an important scene to them. So what is it like? It's kind of like walking out into a field of flowers barefoot, and every time that you would step on a thorn, instead of hurting, it tickles. If I had to explain it.
Dude in a Basket asked, who's your personal favorite animatronic in the movie or in the games?
In the movie, Mr. Cupcake.
Yeah.
He saves the day at the end. I mean, his creation, it's easy to tattoo him on your body first off. So like, I'd have to say in the movie, it's definitely Mr. Cupcake.
Hey, there he is.
It's definitely Mr. Cupcake. A tattoo artist that loved the movie found my social media. We had mutual friends, and he lived in town. He said, hey, come to my tattoo shop. He's like, I'll do your tattoo for you for free. He's like, yeah, you got to get the cupcake tattoo. He's like, you got to. So like,
that's
all right,
awesome.
cool. In the games though, it's either going to be Withered Bonnie or Dreadbear.
Dreadbear.
Those three.
Oh.
Withered Bonnie, Mangle, and Dreadbear.
Well, hopefully we see, well, we're going to see Withered Bonnie and Mangle in the second movie, which is so exciting. I don't know about Dreadbear, though. Maybe we'll see Dreadbear in FNaF, the FNaF movie 10 or something.
Yeah, right. FNaF 19.
Expo Dev asked, please ask him about his music. He's a very talented musician.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my guitar on the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Expo Dev, thank you for bringing that up. I just re-released a song from my first full album called Becoming Mud. I released that album in 2021, Valentine's Day, and now I have a new album coming out this year. So to support that album, I put my title track, Becoming Mud, back on iTunes and social media. So if you type in Becoming Mud, you can find my solo song, Henry V, Becoming Mud.
Awesome.
But my band North Show, we have an album coming out in about 2 months.
Nice. I wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
Again, I'll put links in the description if you want to check out Joseph's band. Lols Hacks asked, did Chica say sorry?
No, she did not. She did give me a really scary look, and I guess whenever they were testing the animatronic face out in that scene, like, the puppeteer thought I wouldn't notice and thought it'd be funny to just follow me around the room with her head. So I noticed every time I would be like talking to Emma, I'd look over, she's still staring at me. I'd go over here, I'd be talking to someone else, look over, she's still staring at me. I'm like, why is she staring at me? So maybe she felt bad, but she didn't have time to tell me about it, you know? Celebrities, man. They always got pampering, you know, they don't have time to talk to everybody.
What about Mr. Cupcake? Did he not say
Mr.
sorry?
Cupcake gave me a kiss. He gave me a kiss.
A very sharp one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a kiss, buddy.
It was French. Oh God! I don't know if y'all saw that. She just tried to kill me again.
Oh my
She
God!
just fell off the wall.
She tried to squish you, get a revenge.
She literally fell off the wall.
She didn't get to do it at the set. We kind of already mentioned this earlier, but Cat Fan said, what were some of the scenes of yours that didn't make the final cut?
Yeah, we teased him. There's one scene where I got to break Foxy's light on his stage.
Oh!
And it was so cool. I asked Emma, I said, Emma, haven't broken anything yet. I know we pushed down pizza boxes and stuff, but like, if I'm in here and my purpose is just to shatter everything, when I'm walking through the lobby, before I go to pee on the stage, I feel like my guy's gonna want to break stuff. There's so much glass around me. Like, why wouldn't I break something in here? And she goes, you know what? You're right. What would you like to break? And I went, well, to be honest, Foxy's stage is all ominous and creepy. And all the fans are thinking, like, is he on stage in there behind the curtains?
Mm-hmm.
So if I walked up and broke one of his lights, then they'd be like, oh, he's pissing off Foxy. You know, like, who's he pissing off? Who's going to kill him? You know somebody's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Who's, you know? So I thought that. And she goes, all right, cool. Gaffer, come here. The gaffers came up. She's like,
Yeah.
Are these lights rigged? Yeah, they're live. And they're like, all right, turn them on. They light up. If he hits it and breaks it, is it gonna catch on fire? No, but it will spark electricity everywhere. So then the stunt guy comes in and goes, well, as long as you break it away from your face, you're good. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So they're like, all right, Ed, back to one. All right, set, camera speeding, camera rolling. All right, sound speeding, and action. I come walking in,
It's wacky.
broke Foxy's light. They showed me the video footage, and a lightning bolt bounced across Foxy's stage.
Oh.
It was the coolest thing. If any of you know the DI guys on Five Nights at Freddy's, and you want to see that footage, go talk to them and try to get them to get you permission to see that shot, because I saw it, and it was cool, dude. It was so cool. I broke that light, and that lightning bolt went, it bounced. Like a piece of like electric wire. I don't know how it happened, but it was so cool to see over and over, like just bouncing across Foxy's set. So every time you see Foxy's stage after we wrecked the place, you can see that light bulb shattered. We did that on set. It actually happened.
Foxy would have been pretty annoyed with that, not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Because I was gonna say, I did feel bad for you and Kat getting killed, because I was like, I don't really do that much, because from the film view, we don't see you pee on the stage and stuff. So you're like, oh, why are you getting killed again? Like, you didn't do that. You weren't that mean.
Thank you, because now you're giving me the movie in a whole nother light now. I never thought about it. And when you play the character, you know so much about the character on screen that even if it's not in the movie, you still feel a certain way for him. You're like, oh, Carl's a dick. Part of my friends. Carl's a butthole. You know what I mean? Like, you know he is. But like, if now that I'm seeing it in y'all's perspective, if they cut that stuff out, it does kind of make me feel bad for Carl. All he did was drop some pizza boxes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't even look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Specifically Kat as well. Kat doesn't do anything. She just comes in looking for you guys, and then she gets sliced in half. Like, what?
Messed up. Now I'm seeing it a whole different way.
Does she actually vandalize it all?
Not at all. I don't think at all. Not at all.
Then I definitely feel bad for her because she did absolutely nothing.
What they didn't put in the movie was she was sitting in the truck with her dog, and her dog was barking and barking and barking. So that's why I got the headphones in, because the dog's barking so much. I'm like, I can't listen to this. So like I put the headphones in, and then when I go inside, I'm not listening to our crew leader, and so Christian Stokes, my dad, Hank, yanks the headphones out of my ears, and he's like, listen. Like, so you get to see the father-son dynamic and stuff. But now that I'm seeing it the way you guys see it, and we're talking about Scott being a genius, he might have just wanted that. He might have been like, the books Carl went to prison, and the books Carl is all seedy and weird, but the movie Carl could be somebody you're supposed to feel sorry for. I don't know. Now I'm gonna watch it again and be like, damn, Carl, you got the short end of the stick, man.
I think it just shows as well how ruthless the animatronics are.
But see, Carl deserves less than Kat, because Kat set up Mike. Kat was lying the whole time, set him up. She deserved that. She deserved that. But Carl didn't. Carl was just drug in there and annoyed by a dog. That's all it was.
He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I need to show you something, actually. Hold on. Hex is doing a cupcake as well. Now, this is the first prototype, so it's a little janky. But there'll be like details on it, like you said. But look at this, look at this, look at this. You ready?
Oh, dude. Oh, it opens up too? And it's magnetic closing open?
Yeah.
It is. Just guessing, dude. That's so perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so epic. It opens up. I don't know why they didn't do that with this one. They should have done it with this one.
Yeah,
no offense, Funko, but Hex is way ahead of you guys. Sorry, dude. Oh, man. I can't wait to get one of those. I'm going to get one. As soon as they're available, I'm getting one of them. Trust me. And then you're going to have everybody bringing those to conventions, asking me to sign those too now. Put it on your face. Take a picture of this. Put this on your face. Now because of Dawko, because of you, you've just given everyone the ability to play Carl as cosplay now.
Yeah, that's
so great, dude. You just need the Hex cupcake and the Midnight Motorist shirt, man.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, if you go online and search Carl from Five Nights at Freddy's, there are people setting up like clothing shops with my costume, and they're selling the jacket, they're selling the shoes, they're selling headphones, they're selling the Midnight Motor shirt. And I'm like, dude, they got the whole damn costume on there.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're done here. Anything else?
I'm kind of sad.
I know,
this is
right?
Fun.
I know.
Really fun.
It's always fun. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for saying yes to be doing this interview in the first place. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else will appreciate it when it's out. So yeah, just a massive thank you. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best as well with Death Cab. That looks really cool. The new album that's coming out in a couple of months as well. Like you're doing awesome. You got so many things planned, and yeah. Any conventions as well that you've got in the back of your head?
2 more conventions. We have 2 conventions we're booked for. I'm gonna release my convention schedule pretty soon. We're still booking for next year, but next year that we're getting some good ones. One of the ones that we're looking at right now that we're told we might be picking up next winter, it usually has like 14,000 attendees.
Oh wow!
So that's a big one. I can't release the name yet, but so if that one, they already booked us. So once they put us on their schedule, I think that's going to start kind of a chain reaction because all these other conventions are already talking to us. But once they go and put us on the schedule, the rest of them are going to see it as competition, reasons to do it. So, well, my wife is also booking, Bailey, Christian Stokes, Liam, who plays Ghost Freddy. So if you guys want to get us at a convention, And if you want to get David, Lynn, and Kat, tell them to come join us because we're trying to get them on with us too. I'd love to have the Wrecking Crew at one of the conventions we're doing this winter, because we're going to do a VR video. We're going to get as many of the cast members together as we can. And we're going to play Five Nights at Freddy's, because one of the biggest questions we get asked the most, all of us, every single one of us, are you and the cast going to play Five Nights at Freddy's together? That's like the question we get asked by everyone.
Yeah.
So we got to do that.
Yes, you do. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'll put Joseph's stuff in the description below, all the links. And yeah, just a massive thank you. So yeah, thank you, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
PSA as well. Sorry about my voice, guys. My voice has been pretty bad during this interview. I apologise. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, hopefully it wasn't too bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you all in the next episode of the FNaF show. Bye-bye.
Later.